Session 5 of Managerial Communication of second semester BBA of Mangalore University. In session 5, we shall study about the process of communication. Process of communication and the steps in the process of communication. Different players or entities emerge in the whole cycle of communication. Who communicates? It is the sender. What does he say? That is the message. To whom the message is sent? It is the receiver. Through which channel the message is sent? That is the medium, from the sender to the receiver. With what effect? That is the reaction or reply or the feedback of the receiver to the sender. Suppose if the medium is telephone, the sender communicates through the channel, that is telephone, and the receiver responds. It also can be a WhatsApp message where the sender texts a message and the receiver replies. Steps in the communication process. The sender encoding message, media or the channel decoding, the message goes to the receiver, the response and the feedback to the sender. So steps in communication. Let us see one by one. Sender. Sender is the person or the party from whom a message originates under different circumstances. A sender may have different status depending on the type of communication, whether it is internal or external, the sender may be different. A communication starts from the sender. In the context of a business enterprise, an internal communication may originate from the director or the manager or the group leader. It may originate from the lower level of the hierarchy, such as co-worker or subordinate, who may seek some information, some clarification, or seeking redressal or some problems or grievances. In the context of external communication, the sender may be a supplier or vendor or government department or public relation officer of the organization. It may be a customer or a retailer who intends to send a complaint about the product which he has purchased or the seller has sold to him. Sender may be a government department who may seek information about the production or supply or GST. A sender may be a person from the public relations department of the organization seeking information about new rules from the government department. So whoever is the sender, he wants to convey some message or he wants to seek some information from the other party. Encoding. Encoding intervenes between the message and channel. In fact, while sending the message in the digital form, it has to be converted into another language compatible with the electronic media. This change in the format of the message is called encoding. Encoding means to convert information into codes. Code is the system of symbol, sign or letter used to represent the secret meaning. The code and the system are interrelated. that is, the type of encoding depends on the media or channel which is used for the transmission or sending of the message. Message is the information, idea, thought or opinion the sender wants to send. The message from the director or manager or the group leader may be a type of like giving order, suggestion, appreciation or warning if done wrong. If the message is sent by a person of lower cadre, it may be a type of complaint or a request or a redressal for the grievance or a solution to the problem. A message from the vendor or a supplier who is external to the organization will be of the nature of query, a question, or a reminder for the clearance of the pending bills. A message from the retailer will be to request for the supply of the goods or request for the sanction of higher profit margins in the sales. If a customer sends a message, then it may be relating to a complaint for some defective products of the company. It is obvious that all these messages are business related. Channel. A communication channel is the medium through which communication is sent to its intended receiver. In a business enterprise, utmost care is taken to set up appropriate communication channels so that information flows quickly and correctly. Using inappropriate channel for interaction can lead to negative consequences, including financial losses. Types of communication channels. Various types are face-to-face, mobile communication channel, electronic communication channel, broadcast media channel communication, and written method of communication. Now, face-to-face communication channel. Through this channel, manager can communicate with the staff without calling them to one place, thus avoiding unnecessary disturbance and saving time. Video conferencing have become very common these days because facial expressions and tone of the speaker's voice create the desired effects on the recipients. There are no chances of ambiguity, and if necessary, the speakers and the recipients can ask questions to each other, clarify their doubts. Several apps like Skype, WhatsApp are easily available for the purpose of video conferencing. Mobile communication channel using smartphone is preferred when a private or confidential message is to be communicated to an individual or a small group of people. Unlike face-to-face channel, mobile communication channel is less expensive and it saves time. Electronic communication channel. It includes email, internet, intranet or social media platforms. This channel can be used for one-to-one or one-to-group or mass communication. It is less expensive or even does not involve costs, as many companies such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they have made these media platforms available free of cost. Broadcast media communication. This channel include TV and radio. These types of media channels are usually used by the business organization for advertising or promoting their products. The chief executive officers of a global company may use this channel for addressing across the global sites. If a message is intended for a mass audience, a broadcast channel is usually used to give advertisements on television to the mass, that is to the whole country. Written method of communication. Business organizations use this channel for announcing their policies or for sending memos, letters, manuals, notices. Written communications are sent for advertising the products also. Recipients of this written communication may respond through electronic channel, that is the email, or use written method of communication. Receiver. Receiver is the intended target of the business communication sent by the sender. Three stages before receiver responds: reception of the message, decoding the message, and understanding the message. After the message emerges from the channel, it is received at the receiver's end. In fact, after the emergence of the communication from the media, there are three stages. That is, one is the reception of the message. Message receiving is the key element of the business communication process because it can induce desired effect on the receiver. If business enterprise advertises its new product, it will attract the desired customers only if it is received by the customers as well as received by the audience in the right perspective. Decoding of the message. Decoding is the opposite of encoding. That is, encoded message is reconverted with readable or understandable message. Communication is more effective if decoding matches clearly with encoding. For example, a business enterprise gives a visual advertisement of its products on TV. There are some actions in the advertisement intended to give some specific impressions on the viewer, that is the receiver. The advertisement will be successful only if the viewer is able to understand, that is decode the message intended to give through these actions. Sometimes the recipient may receive in different way from what the encoder was trying to communicate. This is called distortion and it occurs when there is lack of equivalence between the two sides. So the receiver gives a message but the sender gives a message but the receiver understands it in a wrong sense. So there is failure of communication. Understanding the message. After the message has been received and decoded, it should be understandable by the receiver. As discussed, the message should be framed in such a manner that it serves its purpose. That is, it generates the impression on the receiver that it was intended for. Now, if two people communicate here, the receiver is in a dilemma and he is not able to understand the message. Feedback. After the receiver has received the message, he or she sends the response. The analysis of the response in terms of the information sought by the sender is called feedback. For example, if the management or the sender sends a message to the marketing in charge, who is the receiver, seeking about the performance of the product in the market. The marketing officer, after collecting sales data of their product and also of the other competitors' products, prepares the report and makes some suggestion, example decreasing the price or giving some offer or buy one get one free, and sends to the management. That is the response. Thus, the response or reaction of the receiver sent to the sender is the feedback of the whole process. It is the ultimate result of a sequence of events initiated by the message originated from the sender. So, when the feedback is given, the sender gets to know that the message has been effectively delivered to the receiver. So let us see the recap. The process of communication consists of the following steps, that is the sender encoding the message through the channel, the receiver decodes and receives the message and provides the feedback. references,